So welcome back to this channel once again, and here we came with a very interesting topic again on the subfile. So here I'm going to give a demo on PG subfile example with record selection. So I didn't uploaded any example with such scenarios where we can select any particular subfile record. So now there is a case available for with us, with all of you. So I'm showing you that. So I just created this program PG15, so I'm just calling that. So here you can see that this is the employee information, that this is the employee number, employee name, and employee status, which is displayed on the load also file. So page down you can see the next page records. So here we have option to select a particular record by taking X on that. So this is basically a demo with a file with record selection. So now if I take X, for example, anything else than X, for example, I just selected this one, so nothing happened. So in case when I'm only selecting X, then only I would be able to, for example, I'm selecting like this. Okay, if I press enter, I would be seeing the second record. Okay, Noida 52, address is this and age is 52. Okay, just take F12. If I press enter, nothing happens here. If I take F12, I come back. So you can see those options as it is. So if I press enter again, you can see that nothing happened because now I didn't change anything. So if I change this one again, you cannot see anything. Okay, if I change this, so now I am changing from A to X since there is a change in the subfile options, so it will display the first Delhi 25. Okay, first employee info. Just take F12 to come back. So for example, this is the one at a time. For example, I'm selecting the fourth one. This is the information for this employee. You can display the information as per whatever available with you on that display file screen. So basically I'm just selecting on the subfile, load all subfile, and then displaying the information on a display file. So I can select as many records as I have on my subfile. For example, I am selecting all the records. Okay, now pressing enter, so it will uh, show the detail of the employee one by one. So if I press, so it will basically work by pressing F12. So this is the first employee information, second employee information. If I press F12, if I press F12 again, third employee information, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay, so that's the thing. So for example, in case, so if I press enter again here, so nothing would happen. So if I remove all those things, nothing would happen. So if I just simply do this, so I can see the results. So just take F3 here, and what I do, I'll be adding one more record in the student file with employee ID 7. F9, take F9 here. Name is example pant. Okay, I'll just call this again so you can see the seventh record. So I didn't have any information for this employee in the info file, the other files from which information is picking. So for that uh, way, for that instance, in case employee information is not available, I'm just displaying the blank or numeric as 0. Okay, so this is the case. So just take F12, so I can browse as many as records available on my subfile at a time, or a single record at a time. So I can either select one record or multiple record at a time. Okay, so this is the Okay, so this functionality, how I build this functionality, let me show you that. So the first thing is I just took this file, student file, which is having three fields: employee number, name, status, and employee number is the key here. Okay, and we have already seen, just check, run query rn student. So I have some data in this file, this one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now just page up. I do have another file, info. So where info is having employee ID, employee address, and employee age. So employee ID is basically the same field which is available in a student or in info both, so that I would be able to pick the employee information from this table also. So I'll be picking the employee address or age from this table by using this employee ID or by changing on this employee ID field, since this is the key field in this file. Now just come to this program. So first I'll be showing you the display file, what I did. So this is basically uh, simply I use F3 CA03, that is command tension. So in case if I press F3, I would be exiting from the program. Okay, and then this is subfile format. So here I'm showing the employee number, employee name, status in output mode, and but as you can see that there is an option uh, field also which is in both mode. Okay, so this is the control format, that's a file for that subfile format. So this is a load all subfile basically, and this control format is pointing to the above subfile format. Okay, now these are the mandatory keywords which I use. I didn't use anything else or any other thing. So these are um, 5 mandatory keywords, or you can say 6 mandatory keywords here: SFL, CTL, size, page, clear, displayed, SPCTL. Okay, and then this is the heading part. Take option X to select, or option employee number, employee name. So these are the heading parts which came inside subfile control format, so which will be displayed above the subfile format. Okay, so you can see that the max is 5 here, and we are starting subfile format from the section. Then we are displaying the footer F3, and then we are displaying the browse screen, where we are showing the browse employee info, address, or age. Okay, so there we have variable address and age, which is same length as defined in the info file, since this is a numeric file, and they are displayed in the output mode. Okay, since we are only browsing, we are doing nothing, we are not changing anything. Okay, so here you can also see that there is a dummy screen which I used, R dummy. So dummy is the dummy record format where nothing is there in that record format. So I'm just using that because for example, I first display the subfile, and then when I press X on any subfile record, I would be navigating to the browse screen. So while navigating to the browse screen, I would be able to see the headings which are displayed by which is being displayed in the subfile control format. So I just found that I won't be able to see anything which is on that subfile screen. So what I'll be doing, I'll be first writing this dummy record format, then after that I'm writing this one, so that after writing the dummy record format, it will make my page or my display screen blank. Then I'm showing my browser screen there, so that uh, that won't cause any issue. Okay, so this is the display file. I'll be showing you that also, that what it cause issue, why it cause issue. So here you can see student info file are defined in input mode. So these are the key files, keyed files, and then pgm 15 dspf in combined. So here sfl rfmt1, which is the subfile format, and the associated rn is rn1, which is defined here. So starting is just from the initialization routine, where I'm making rn1 is 0, then the first thing is to load the subfile. Okay, so I'm just loading the subfile using student file here and incrementing the rn and passing the value or the values from the files to the subfile fields and writing the subfile format and checking whether if 999 reaches, then setting this indicator to on, or if rn1 is greater than 0, then setting 10 to on. 10 means sfl display, means if at least one record gets loaded into the file, I'm able to display the file. So I would be making this display. So I'm just basically doing activating the sfl display keyword, which is defined in the pgm15 dspf subfile control format. So here you can see the conditions, not percentile end of file, not percentile error, and indicator 98 is not equal to 1. Since the file size doesn't reaches, it may happen that a student file may have 9999 or more than 9999 records. So I won't be able, I don't want to load after that. So that's why I use this condition, and I'm checking whether if rn is 999, then I'm setting this indicator to. So this is basically the load subroutine. So after the load executed, so initialization subroutine will get complete. After that, this will execute again and again. Since I didn't use any star and lr on or return here, so it will write the footer format, then execute formatting the subfile control format, means writing and then reading the subfile control format. So it will basically display as the screen, that's a file screen, and after that I would be able to press either enter or just setting any you can say any for example taking option C, X, or any option on that the file records and then pressing enter, or either you can press F3. So it will be handled in this. If F3 is pressed, I would be exiting from the program by setting the last record indicator to on or return from the program. And if in case if F3 is not pressed, enter is pressed, nothing would happen here because nothing will be changed. In that case, read C operation will be performed, and once read C, it won't find any record to be changed. After that, if in case I would have taken the any option, for example X or C or anything else, for example if I take C there, so C it will check for C. For example, I took 2C there, uh, so it will come, it will check that some file has been changed, mean the option I would have taken some option. So if it will check if I took X or not. If I would not have taken the X, it will not execute this browser screen, it will not display the browser screen, it will be on the subfile screen. Okay, so if it again checks whether since this is in loop, so you can see again read C. So if it will again C option, if 2C option, so it will uh, check in this loop twice, and in both the times it won't enter into this loop and won't display the browser screen. So if in case I would have taken X, then only it will chain into this info file using that employee ID, and if record is found, I would be just evaluating the file fields to the browse screen fields, and in case if record is not found, I'm just making it blank or 0 as per the field definition, whether character or numeric. And then if I'm checking do while indicator, after that once these file fields are evaluated to this browse screen, I'm checking if FTL is off. At the first time you can see that FTL will be off, so I'm just writing the dummy record format. So in case for example I'm just not writing the dummy, I'm just commenting this out here, and just I'm execute formatting the browser screen. If indicator 12 is on, indicator 12 is off, I'm just if I'm checking if indicator 12 is on, then I'll be making it off, so that if in the next time I would be coming, for example I would have taken X on the multiple records, then I would be able to display the information for all the records, so that for each record being processed, the indicator 12 gets on. Okay, and then it would be set internally to off by the program itself after the processing for 12 has been done. Okay, and then read C, you can see. it will read all the changed records. So in case if I have pressed X and X for the first and third record, and then I would have browsed all those first and third record details. After that, I would come back to the first subfile screen. There I'll be able to see that X and X. If I again press enter there, then in that case there's nothing changed because X and X would already been taken. Okay, so either I can make it blank by some logic, or you can just uh, leave it as it is. Okay, so I'm just commenting this one dummy record format so that I would be able to show you what is exactly happening, why I took that. Just compile this program. Okay, it's called X browse employee info. So because I just used this here. Okay, here I'm not able to see that issue right now, but for example, what I do, commenting this also, and okay, I will be commenting this also. Compiling it again. So now we can see that we are seeing the information which is being displayed in the subfile control format is now being displayed in this one, in the browse screen. So this is basically wrong. So let's take F3. So what I'll do, I'll just remove this and this also. So I would be writing this one so that I won't see that issue. Okay, now just call this. So just take F12. Now we cannot see that information, subfile control format information here on the browse screen. Just take F12. I would be able to browse all the selected records. Now if I select this one and this one, so I would be seeing the fourth and fifth record. This one is the fourth and the fifth one, because first, second and third are not changed. So I press again. Now they are changed. Now if I press XXX, I would be able to see first three records. Okay, I won't be able to see this one because the subfile will always check for the changed records. So at the first time I took X, so either once, for example, what we can do is, once I took action and then press enter, is if nothing happens, for example, I would have taken X here and pressing enter, take F12, F12. So after being navigated back to the original screen, what I can do, I can just mark all those options as blank or set all those options as blank. Okay, so for that purpose, what I have to do, I have to load that subfile again, right? So either I have to load that subfile again, or what I can do is, here in this logic, as you can see, I don't go for loading the subfile again because I already loaded the subfile, and that's lost for me. So what I'll be doing, once I would check that if option is equal to X, or option is equals to, for example, if I found any change record, so I would be coming inside this do while loop, and before this checking, uh, if for example, after this checking, if option is equal to x, I'll be making option is equal to blank, and then in else part, what I'm doing, if option is not equal to x, in that case, since the subfile is changed, I would be checking if option is not equal to blank, I would be making it blank in that case also. So if and else part would come, and that will make those options to blank, so that once you navigate back to the subfile screen, you will be seeing nothing was selected, then you will be taking those options again. Okay, so this logic you can these two or three lines you can um, insert in your code, and you can make that also. So that's so this is the demo for subfile with record selection, where we can select one record at a time, or the multiple record at a time, or we can browse all the records one by one. Okay, by selecting all the records or multiple records. So that's all in this video. Thank you and have a nice time.